What if I told you that 2024 marked a turning point in Africa's history? A year when African leaders collectively said, "Enough is enough," and began removing foreign military bases from their soil. This isn't just a political move. It's a revolution, a reclaiming of power, sovereignty, and pride that's shaking the very foundations of global geopolitics. Let's dive into how 10 bold African leaders are rewriting the rules of independence. This video is about a historic moment that's unfolding right now. In 2024, several African nations have taken extraordinary steps to ban and remove foreign military bases permanently. Why is this so significant? Because for decades, these bases have symbolized a lingering neo-colonial influence, a constant reminder that true independence wasn't fully achieved. But now, leaders across the continent are standing up, not just for their countries, but for Africa as a whole. Today, we're exploring who these leaders are, what actions they've taken, and most importantly, what this means for Africa's future and its place in the world. Number 1. President Mahamat Deby Itno of Chad. Let's start with Chad. On November 28, 2024, President Mahamat Deby Itno made headlines by announcing the end of Chad's defense cooperation agreement with France. Overnight, approximately 1,000 French troops were ordered to pack up and leave. Why did he do it? Deby Itno described the decision as essential to asserting Chad's sovereignty. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment move. It was a calculated step toward a new future where Chad controls its security, free from external influence. But here's the kicker. Chad is strategically located in the Sahel, a hotspot for global counter-terrorism efforts. Removing French troops was a bold gamble, but one that sends a clear message Africa can handle its own affairs. Number 2. President Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal. Next, let's talk about Senegal. In March 2024, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye called for the closure of all French military bases in his country. This move resonated deeply with Senegalese citizens who have long questioned the presence of these bases. Faye framed it perfectly. How can we call ourselves sovereign when foreign troops occupy our land? This single sentence encapsulates a mindset shift sweeping across Africa. By taking this stand, Senegal isn't just protecting its autonomy, it's challenging outdated post-colonial ties. It's saying, we're not here to play the second fiddle anymore. Number 3. President Duma Gideon Boko of Botswana. In Botswana, a country often seen as a beacon of stability, newly elected President Duma Gideon Boko shocked many by announcing plans to shut down U.S. military bases. His reasoning? He called it a move toward Pan-African pride and economic sovereignty. Botswana's decision to close these bases challenges the idea that Africa needs foreign powers to ensure stability. Boko made it clear, we have the talent, resources, and unity to create our own solutions. What's fascinating is how this reflects a growing belief that foreign military presence often does more harm than good, fostering dependency instead of empowerment. Number 4. Interim President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. Let's head to Burkina Faso. In early 2024, Interim President Ibrahim Traoré made waves by overseeing the departure of French troops from his country. Traoré represents a new generation of African leaders, bold, unapologetic, and unafraid to disrupt the status quo. His move wasn't just about military bases, it was about regaining control over Burkina Faso's security apparatus, which has been heavily influenced by foreign actors for decades. This action also inspired neighboring countries, proving that independence doesn't end with political sovereignty. It extends to economic and military self-reliance. Number 5. President Assimi Goïta of Mali. Since coming to power in 2021, he's worked tirelessly to reduce foreign military influence in Mali. By 2024, he had successfully expelled French forces and pivoted toward partnerships that align with Mali's interests, not those of former colonial powers. Mali's journey shows that reclaiming sovereignty is a process, not an overnight change. But Goïta's actions have inspired millions, proving that resilience and determination can turn ideals into reality. But these are just individual stories, right? What does this mean for Africa as a whole? Here's where it gets exciting. This isn't just about military bases. It's about a continental shift Africa is reclaiming its narrative. Number 6. President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger. In Niger, President Mohamed Bazoum took a stand in 2024 by ending France's military presence. For years, Niger has been a critical hub for counter-terrorism operations in the Sahel, hosting thousands of foreign troops. Bazoum's decision sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles. By saying no more, he's redefining what partnership means: less dependency, more equality. It's a bold move, especially in a region often portrayed as reliant on foreign aid and security. Bazoum is proving that Niger is ready to chart its own path. Number 7. President Brice Oligui Nguema of Gabon. After a military coup in Gabon, President Brice Oligui Nguema wasted no time in suspending military cooperation with France. By August 2024, French bases in Gabon were a thing of the past. For Gabon, this was about more than military strategy. It was a declaration of independence from lingering neo-colonial ties. Nguema's move symbolized a fresh start, one rooted in self-determination and the pursuit of sovereignty. His administration emphasized that Gabon's security strategy would now focus on strengthening its own defense capabilities while collaborating with regional partners to address shared challenges. Nguema's decision marked a turning point in Gabon's history, signaling a break from the legacy of external control that had shaped its post-colonial trajectory. It also resonated with a broader African movement to redefine the continent's relationship with former colonial powers. While critics argued that this shift might create short-term vulnerabilities, many within Gabon saw it as a necessary step toward reclaiming national pride and control. Nguema's actions underscored a powerful message: Africa is ready to forge its own path, free from outdated dependencies and with a vision for a more autonomous and unified future. Number 8. President Faustin Archange Touadéra of the Central African Republic. President Faustin Archange Touadéra has long been a vocal critic of foreign military presence. In 2024, his administration doubled down on efforts to reduce dependency on French troops, seeking partnerships that align with the Central African Republic's vision for the future. Touadéra's stance reflects a broader trend. African leaders are no longer content with one-sided relationships. They're demanding partnerships that respect Africa's autonomy and priorities. His administration's push for diversified alliances has involved engaging with regional organizations and exploring security arrangements that place greater emphasis on local capacity building. This approach also resonates with the country's broader goals of asserting sovereignty while maintaining stability. Touadéra has emphasized that the future of the Central African Republic lies in fostering relationships based on mutual respect and shared interests. By prioritizing these values, he has positioned the country as part of a larger movement across Africa to redefine how global powers interact with the continent. While his policies have faced criticism from traditional allies, they have garnered support domestically, where citizens increasingly call for an end to external interference in national affairs. Touadéra's leadership symbolizes a transformative era in African geopolitics, one driven by self-determination and a vision for a more equitable global order. Number 9. President Umaro Sissoco Embalo of Guinea-Bissau. In Guinea-Bissau, President Umaro Sissoco Embalo made waves by terminating foreign military agreements. His reasoning? To strengthen Guinea-Bissau's independence and ensure its security decisions are made in the best interests of its people. Embalo's actions highlight a key theme. True sovereignty means having control over every aspect of your nation's affairs, including security. This decision has been met with mixed reactions internationally, as some viewed it as a bold step towards self-reliance, while others expressed concerns about the potential vulnerabilities it might expose. However, Embalo maintained that building domestic capacity and fostering regional partnerships would pave the way for a more sustainable and independent security framework. This move also aligns with a broader trend across West Africa, where leaders are increasingly prioritizing policies that reduce external dependency and reinforce local governance structures. Number 10. President Julius Maada of Sierra Leone. Finally, Sierra Leone. In 2024, President Julius Maada took a bold step by removing foreign military bases from the country. This decision underscored his commitment to regional autonomy and national pride. Bayo's leadership reflects a larger movement across Africa, one that prioritizes unity, independence, and a brighter future for all. His government emphasized that Sierra Leone's security needs would be addressed through enhanced investment in national defense and strategic alliances with neighboring countries. This decision also resonated deeply with the public, sparking discussions about sovereignty and the historical legacy of foreign military presence in Africa. In taking this step, Bayo has signaled Sierra Leone's readiness to stand as an equal partner in the international arena, free from external influences that might undermine its autonomy. This move is part of a growing wave of African nations reclaiming agency over their security and governance in pursuit of a unified, empowered continent. So, what does this mean for Africa as a whole? This wave of action isn't just about removing military bases, it's about reclaiming power. For decades, foreign military presence has symbolized a lack of trust in Africa's ability to handle its own affairs. But now, African leaders are flipping the script. They're showing the world that Africa isn't a charity case. It's a continent of innovation, resilience, and strength. The move towards greater autonomy is an affirmation of the continent's capacity to chart its own course in the global arena. By asserting control over its security and external relations, Africa is signaling that it is no longer willing to be treated as a passive participant in world affairs. And this has ripple effects beyond borders. By standing up to foreign powers, African nations are gaining leverage in global negotiations. They're proving that partnerships must be built on mutual respect, not exploitation. As Africa grows in confidence, it's fostering a new era of diplomacy, one rooted in collaboration rather than dependency. This shift in power dynamics will likely reshape the future of international relations, with African nations playing a more central and influential role. The message is clear. Africa's path forward will be determined by Africans themselves, not dictated by foreign powers. This evolving narrative is setting the stage for a more equitable and inclusive global order, where Africa's voice is not just heard, but heeded. This is a new chapter in Africa's history, one where sovereignty isn't just a word, but a reality. These 10 leaders are paving the way for a future where Africa controls its destiny, free from external influence. So, what do you think? Are we witnessing the beginning of a true African Renaissance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation.